What's going on, everyone? Today we have a bit of a unique video here on the channel. It's something that I've been wanting to do, honestly, probably now for about a year and a half, 2 years. And it is kind of talking about and discussing how Football Manager, the game that we all play, know, and love, has become more than just a game. It is now basically become one of the ultimate tools to scouting within the world of football. Now, what do I mean by it necessarily becoming a tool? Well, it is basically something that anyone in the world, whether it's you, me, Bob, Susie, can use and be able to identify talents, whether they be wonder kids or players that can come in and make an impact now within a side, and it translate to the real world. Because after all, with Football Manager, every single player, aside from the new gens that come in to kind of keep the game populated as we progress throughout our careers, every player is real. Every single one of them. And all of them have pretty realistic attributes that reflect how good they are in reality, because SI and Football Manager have hundreds of scouts that go around the world and are the ones giving these players those grades. And when it comes to kind of assigning what a player's attribute might be, you can see that it is on a certain scale. It is between 1 through 20. And it definitely all depends on who is the one grading these, because we all see players at different levels for sure, because one person might have, say, first touch, crossing, and passing for Trent Alexander-Arnold here all at 20, and then the other might have it all at 10. So it's not necessarily bang on accurate every time, but it is a very close comparison to what it is in reality. And when all of us are playing this game or utilizing this game as a tool to help us kind of really make sure that we know how to identify talents and wonder kids and whatnot throughout the years, we sometimes come up with our own grading scale as well, which for myself, the grading scale that I use is basically the same as Football Manager's. And when I say that I've kind of come up with one of my own grading scales, it's because I have it. Like I said, it is basically on par with what it is in Football Manager. But over the past year and a half, 2 years, I've been keeping track of a total of 97 players that I either like watching in reality, I like the way that they play, I like what they bring to the table, I like the potential that they have, or players that I have identified within FM, looking over their attributes and being like, you know what? They might turn into a solid player one day, so I'm going to keep an eye on them. Now, out of those 97 players, 49 of them, so 50.5%, have either earned themselves lateral moves to a club to get more playing time, or to a bigger club that helped realize, yes, this player has a boatload of potential and we definitely need to bring him in. Now, when it comes to some of those players, I'm going to show you 5 right now on screen that are some of the biggest moves. And a lot of these 5, you're probably thinking, yeah, these players were definitely going to go on to get moves that are on your list and obviously have a boatload of potential. Those are João Neves going from Benfica to PSG, Mr. Lucas Beraldo, aka the Joker, going from Sao Paulo to PSG as well, Arda Güler going from Fenerbahce to Real Madrid, Alex Scott, Bristol City to Bournemouth, and Zeno de Bas going from RSC Anderlecht to Sporting in Portugal. And seeing those 5, you're probably like, okay, so on your list you kind of just have some of the best wonder kids in the world, and that's not really showing that FM really helps you identify talents that otherwise can make big impacts elsewhere. These next 5 are definitely going to help showcase that, and a majority of the players that I had on this list were players like these 5. Now, from these names I'm about to mention, these are my favorite moves by these players. Mr. Chokwe Sung going from Youngbook Hyundai to FC Midtjylland, I believe is how you pronounce it, over there in Denmark. Then we have Mr. Koki Ogawa going from Yokohama FC to NEC Nijmegen, I believe is how it's pronounced as well. Then we have number 3 there, which he actually played for the team that I am currently wearing the kit of in today's video, St. Louis City SC in MLS. He earned himself a move to Como. Then at number 4, Mr. Caleb Wiley, also in MLS at Atlanta United, has just earned himself a move to Chelsea. And then at 5, we've got Jacob Brett Farrell. Now CCM, that is Central Coast Mariners over in the Australian League, and he earned himself a move to Portsmouth. Now, all those players, I'd say a vast majority of them, you probably might not have heard of. Which I know for those of you that don't watch Australian football or don't watch MLS or look into the South Korean or the J League, you probably don't know any of those players because those are the leagues that they came from. But thankfully, due to me kind of just living and breathing football all the time now, as well as doing Football Manager, it helps me be able to identify talents like this. And that is one reason as to how Football Manager has become an ultimate scouting tool. Now, being that I am just a small Football Manager content creator, it doesn't really carry much weight with me saying that. So I'm going to use some real life scenarios that have occurred that shows that Football Manager has an impact on the world of football. First, we're going to start with two players that play it and play this game quite a bit. Those are Ilkay Gundogan as well as Antoine Griezmann, which I would not be surprised if both of them go on to become coaches later on in their career once they are done playing, because of kind of how diehard with Football Manager they are, but how smart they are within the game. And it kind of coincides with being the kind of perfect medley to getting them into the grassroots sort of style of coaching. Now, I'm going to tell you two managers that are pretty well known for playing Football Manager and helping it kind of be a stress reliever away from the actual game that has actually helped mold them into the managers that they are today. And those are Ange Postecoglou, who's now currently the manager at Tottenham, as well as Mr. Will Still, and we all definitely know the story behind Mr. Will Still. Now, the last thing that I'm going to hit on here is a three-parter, and it really kind of coincides with the scouting realm of it. Now, the first one is that there was a guy who was playing a save and was managing the Chilean national team, and he needed a striker because the Chilean national team was lacking a striker. And he ended up finding someone by the name of Ben Brereton Diaz, who was playing at Blackburn Rovers, and he had the second nationality of Chilean. So he ended up bringing him in, and he was using him within FM, but then he also let the Chilean Football Association know, hey, this guy has Chilean second nationality. You guys should definitely look into bringing him in because we need a striker. He's a striker. Let's see if we can do it. And it actually legitimately happened. So Ben Brereton Diaz now plays for the Chilean national team thanks to Football Manager. Now, the next one is actually pretty cool because it has a lot to do with the director of football of this club that I'm wearing, St. Louis City SC. The man's name is Mr. Lutz Pfannenstiel. He is our director of football. He has a big time emphasis in bringing in Bundesliga talent because that is where he comes from. That is his background. He's also the goalie that played on every continent in the world. Very interesting, man. But he was playing FM with one of his buddies one day, and they found a Brazilian kid that was just absolutely tearing it up numbers-wise. And they're like, you know what? Maybe we should take a look at him in reality. That player was Roberto Firmino, and they brought him into Hoffenheim. And as we all know, Roberto Firmino went on to do what he did with Liverpool. And now this last one is something that Football Manager, the game itself, actually had a direct correlation with this outcome. Recently, we all know that Football Manager partnered with Xbox to give one of the players, a chance at becoming a full-time tactician for Bromley FC in the Vanarama National. Now, the lucky man that ended up winning that was Mr. Nathan Aabi. I believe that is how you pronounce his name. I may have butchered it, my bad. But the funny thing about that opportunity is that he proved to everyone that this really has become more than just a game, because he entered into the real world of football as a tactician, taking what he knows from this game into the real world, as well as his IRL football knowledge, and help them secure promotion to Sky Bet League 2. And that is outside of the scouting realm as well. That is more so the coaching side, the tactical side, like with Ange Postecoglou and Will Still. This game has become more than a game. It is now a tool utilized by thousands, if not millions of people. And what's great for this game is that every year, more and more people are starting to play it because it's no longer just on PC, which is what I am currently using to record this video, but it's also on Xbox, it's on your phone, it's on your PlayStation, it's on a Nintendo Switch, it is on anything that you could possibly think of. So throughout the years going forward, we're probably going to be seeing this game that has now become more than just a game have more of an effect on the real world of football. Now, one thing that has definitely been able to help people realize, okay, I need to improve in these areas with my player recruitment or tactically as well, is the data hub. The data hub, I wasn't completely sold on when they added it in last year. This year, I am 100% sold on it because I've utilized it quite a bit, not only to make sure that I can make my team as good as possible to where we are completely outperforming the league average as we see the gold. That is what I am doing with my Liverpool side. And then that kind of grayed out color right there, that is the Premier League average. And we can see by what I've been able to do, recruitment-wise and tactically speaking, we are completely dominating that Premier League average. And like I said, it helps with your player recruitment as well, because I know that Mr. Lamine Yamal, when I brought him in, I needed to develop him into the player that he has become today. And now he is one of the highest scoring and highest non-penalty expected goals players within the league. And another thing that it really helps with it being the ultimate tool, is that it allows us to kind of try out new philosophies, such as the Moneyball philosophy, being able to identify targets and players based on their statistics. And right here we see my Moneyball team view that I use. It allows me to see what players are putting up compared to the amount of minutes they're getting, and if they can improve, if I need to look elsewhere to bring in players that can improve upon what that player is already doing. And thankfully, due to the amazing work of the Football Manager community, we have skins that allow us to, instead of looking at a whole bunch of numbers, we can look at graphs and whatnot, and it's a little bit easier to understand for certain people. So the Work the Space skin has these graphs. It's got 3 of them that really show off what you can get within a custom view, but rather in graph form, as well as the Musterman skin. Can get all of these on that skin as well. But all in all, thanks to Football Manager becoming an incredible tool, not only for coaches and players and scouts, but us, the players of the game as well. It allows us to be able to build super teams such as the one you currently see on screen, and be able to realize, okay, I know how to actually identify talent, and I can end up seeing, oh, I ended up identifying this player 5 years ago, and now they just earned themselves a move to Liverpool or Real Madrid or a PSG. So ultimately, what Football Manager has become is an avenue from the gaming world into the real world of football. All right, so there we have it. That is today's video. Kind of a fun one-off type video that I've been wanting to do, like I said at the beginning, for about 1.5 to 2 years now. Just kind of wasn't the right time to do it. Now I feel was the right time to do it. Really enjoyed doing this type of video as well. Hope you guys were able to see what Football Manager has become over the past couple years, and to where it is now much more simply than just a game. But now, with that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did enjoy, please feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribing is 100% free, so why not hit that sub button. Right now, I'll be popping up one of my most recent videos on screen for you guys to give a watch as well if you wish to do so. But until next time, everyone, have a good one. Bye-bye.